lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines have what we call opposite reciprocal, and I'll talk about that in a moment. This first line that they gave me, the first equation, y equals negative 6/5 x plus 1, this is in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So this is the slope, and this is the y-intercept. Your first job is to take the equation they give you and find the slope. The slope of this line is negative 6/5. Now the parallel line will have the same slope. The perpendicular line will be opposite. So since this one's negative, my perpendicular line is going to be positive. And you flip the reciprocal, you flip the fraction. So instead of 6/5, it's going to be 5/6. Okay, so this first one, find the equation of the line that is parallel. So that's the same slope. So I'm going to write it in slope-intercept form. Y equals m, slope is negative 6/5 x. Now the b is not the same, okay? It's going through the point 5, negative 6. So what you want to do is you want to take your slope, negative 6/5, and multiply it times the x value. So I'm going to make that a fraction by putting it 5/1 and go straight across. Negative 6 times 5 is negative 30. 5 times 1 is 5. Negative 30 divided by 5 is negative 6. And I'm going to figure out what I need to do to get to the y value. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. 6 take away 6 is 0. That means that I could put plus 0 here for b, but if it's 0, it doesn't exist. So y equals negative 6/5 x is the parallel line going through the point 5, negative 6. The perpendicular line, we said the perpendicular slope was 5/6 x. So now I'm going to take that slope, 5/6, multiply it by the x value times 5/1. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 1 is 6. 25/6 does not simplify. I need to figure out what to do to get to negative 6. So I'm going to subtract 25/6 from both sides. So x equals, okay, this is like negative 6/1 minus 25/6. So what I want to do is I'm going to have them have common denominators of 6. To do that, I have to multiply the bottom and the top by 6. Negative 6 times 6 is negative 36. This negative 25/6 already has a 6. Now I keep my common denominator, 6, and then I put the numerators together. So a negative 36 and another negative 25 is a negative 61. That's my y-intercept, negative 61/6. So the perpendicular line, the equation is y equals 5/6x minus 61/6. Okay, this next equation is in standard form. When it's in standard form, the slope, in standard form you have a, b, and c. The slope is the opposite of a over b. So the opposite of a, the opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. over whatever b is, negative 7. So the slope is negative 2/7, and that's also going to be the parallel slope because parallel is the same. The perpendicular slope is opposite, so it's going to be positive reciprocal 7/2. So positive 7/2. So for perpendicular, I've got y equals 7/2x. I'm going to multiply it by negative 7. 7/2 times negative 7/1 equals negative 49/2. That doesn't divide out evenly, so just call it negative 49/2. Plus what equals the y value, 6. Okay, so I'm going to add 49/2 to both sides. Opposites cancel. So x equals 6/1 plus 49/2. If I have a common denominator, I'm going to multiply this by 2. So I've got 12/2 plus 49/2 equals, denominator stays the same. You do with the numerators. 12 plus 49 is 61. 61/2. It's a positive 61/2. So the perpendicular line going through the point negative 7, 6 is 7/2 x plus 61/2. Equation of the line parallel. So y equals the parallel slope, negative 2/7 x. And then multiply that by negative 7. Negative 2/7 times negative 7/1 equals 14/7, which equals 2. So 2 plus something equals the y value, 6. Subtract 2. Opposites cancel. 6 take away 2 is a positive 4. That's the y-intercept. So the parallel line is y equals negative 2x plus 4.